If I ask you to speak loudly today, if I ask you to speak super energetically, you won't be comfortable with that, right? Because you'll feel like that's not me. I'm just being inauthentic. You'll feel like you're an actor, isn't it? Isn't that the case with everyone over here? If you're a energetic person, and if I suddenly ask you to speak like a saint, you'd be like, Ganesh, this is not my personality. Why am I speaking like this? It just makes me uncomfortable. There is nothing right or wrong about it. It just makes me feel uncomfortable, isn't it? Guys, yes, no? Now let's say, Shruti, you go to the US. There you meet 5 friends. They don't know anything about you. Now, if you speak loudly, if you speak with a lot of confidence, will they be uncomfortable with your change in tonality?
No.
Why? That is because they don't know that there is a change in tonality, isn't it?
Yes.
Now, this is what you have to do in front of the camera. In front of the camera, you have to act like, let's say, Arnab Goswami. Extremely energetic. You are doing a role play, okay? You are not Shruti, you are Arnab Goswami. Try and speak loudly or be Barkhadat. Speak loudly, speak with a lot of energy, try and be somebody else. When you do that, you will realize that you actually can speak loudly, you actually can speak with very high energy, and you'll also realize that you're a terrible actor. Although you want to speak like Arnab Goswami, you are not able to speak like Arnab Goswami. You're just a little far away from Shruti, also pretty far away from Arnab Goswami. By the time we do that, you will have achieved this purpose of being able to speak loudly and energetically, at least more energetically as compared to the current version of Shruti. So, if you go from, let's say, on a scale of 1 to 10, if you try to go from 1 to 10, you will at least end up at 3. And that is enough for you to realize that, oh, you know what? Speaking confidently and being loud is not such a bad thing. It's not such an uncomfortable thing, because the moment you see yourself speaking loudly, speaking comfortably, you will get comfortable with that tone and with that voice. Eventually, even people around you will get used to it. When you present in front of the camera, you can be whoever you want. There is absolutely no judgment at all. Then try to be that person who can speak like Arnab Goswami. Okay, and you will see that a new version of Shruti is coming out who speaks louder than the existing version of Shruti. That's it. So just try do that. This is a role play exercise, and you can do this with any TED speaker that you like, any great speaker that you like. Okay, I chose Simon Sinek, and I tried to speak like Simon Sinek, where he used to throw a lot of emphasis on seemingly simple words but important words for the story, which helped him become a wonderful speaker. So I try to do the same, because of which today when I go on stage, I stress upon seemingly simple words. I have slowed down my speech, because of which the emphasis on the story becomes very, very evident. And because of that emphasis, automatically my speech becomes more powerful. Okay, so I learned that from Simon Sinek. Now, obviously, when I speak, I don't sound like Simon Sinek, but my yardstick is Simon Sinek, which eventually helps me become a better version of Ganesh. So, here's the summary. Pick any TED speaker or any speaker that you like. Try to speak like that person. Be loud, be energetic, and don't worry about whether it feels like you or not. You won't become that speaker, but you will go beyond your comfort zone and slowly become more confident. That's it. If you learned something valuable from this video, like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.